Hello, this is Naomi Smalls, and welcome to From Head to Toe. Today we're going to be talking about RuPaul's Drag Race AS9. I have never really recapped a season of Drag Race, not even my own, but getting more into the tech world, and I had so much fun doing a look back at looks that I figured, why not look at other bitches? I can't be the only one that I'm dissecting, because when I am looking at myself in the mirror or myself in a photograph, I am just nitpicking and getting into every single detail. I think that's what people who don't necessarily have the experience or the eye, they're fascinated by like someone really breaking it down. I'm just gonna milk my natural God given critical eye. I'm going to explain to the fans, I'm explaining to the unknown what is really going on from head to toe. So I've competed on 2 seasons of Drag Race. I had my original season, season 8, and I have done a season of All Stars. Even though it was only, what, 5 seasons ago? So much has changed. The girls are preparing their packages at a completely different standard now. Drag is just constantly evolving. And the fact that these bitches have coin Tata means that there's really no it's gonna show extra what their taste level is, because there's no like, well, I couldn't afford making it happen. Well, bitch, yes, you could afford making it happen, and you did make that happen. I know exactly what it's like getting ready for All Stars. Your time is limited, your brain is thinking a million miles a minute, and there's so many references that you're trying to like hone in on, but sometimes there's just too many cooks in the kitchen, and bitch, sometimes you just need to listen to your gut. I am still going to be very real, not necessarily critical, but just real. I'm not trying to tear anyone apart. I don't really care about the mini challenges. I don't really care what green leopard lip sync look you're going to wear for when you are an assassin or whatever the fuck. I want to know what you put your money in. I want to know what you are adapting a theme to. I want to see your take on what's happening on the runway. I want to see your version of the collection. So let's get into the runways. All right, so what I've noticed about when critiquing drag videos or another queen talking about RuPaul's Drag Race, no one ever talks about RuPaul's looks. RuPaul is the one, like, she is on the biggest platform. She did the damn thing from bodega to runway. You are just like us. Like, you are putting a wig on, you are shaving your face, you are tucking your dick back, and there is only one thing that I want to do is talk about it from head to toe. Rue right now is really feeling the blue contacts, which you can obviously see. The makeup is always going to be bomb. Ravens on the face, so duh. I'm not sure if this is like feathers or if it was like a fabric manipulated to look like feathers. The bitch really knows her silhouette, because I think I don't want to be rude to anybody, but I think a dumb bitch would just do feathers all the way down and forget that there's a waist there. But I like the fact that everything kind of like tapers in around the waist and you still get like that silhouette. And she probably is still padded from calf to hip, so you gotta respect that, even like in a big flowy dress. Did it look like feathers to you guys, or was it like a like a fabric situation, like like almost like tweed or twine? Yeah. But I love the dress, love the fro. I actually love these shoes. I'm not a really big platform open toe kind of girl, because I've learned my lesson on seasons of Drag Race, just through life. Like, a bitch with Rue and I's size foot, we are going to hang off the platform, no matter if the shoe is even big for us. Like, I'm a size, I'm not gonna say it, but hypothetically, I'm a size 7. If I'm even wearing an 8 and I'm a size 7 open toe at a platform, my toes are still going to just creep, because that is just gravity, okay? I love when the platform though is like a platform and then like instead of an open toe, it's just like a keyhole. It's just like a kiss of your toe and it keeps everything locked in there. I'm not gonna rate this look, but this is exactly what Rue's wearing from head to toe, and now you know. And for this episode, the guest judge is Keke Palmer, Miss Aquila and the Bee, but today it's Aquila and the DG. I am obsessed with this hair. I love this hair. I am a sucker for a wig that could be a hard front, but is still cunt. And I love that all the layers in this. I love the fringe. I love the meteor bang into a mullet, like into the layers. It's so good that I can ignore that you are wearing a racist, homophobic, xenophobic designer. We had Rue, we had Keke, and now it's time to get into the bitches of All Stars 9. Hit it! Category is signature look and signature fragrance. Up first, Gottmik. From head to toe, she is definitely feeling horny. She has spikes on her head. She has spikes on her fragrance bottle mace. What do they call that? Like a little rotating mace as if I'm in Ren Fair. Is that what it's called? The chain ball moment. I love the bottle. I'm not supposed to be talking about the bottle, but hello. Love the bottle. I love that it's silver. I don't necessarily know if it's silver on the runway. This wig is cool. It's very Gottmik, spiky. I love that there is inches in the back. It looked really shiny to me, so I'm guessing it's synthetic. But if she's doing this to the front of a human wig, props to you. I don't love the matte cape moment mixed in with like the glittery stoned bodysuit. I do like the asymmetry of the tank top, and I love all the metal infused in there. I feel like the accoutrements and hardware are reading like a rose gold on screen. And I feel like Crash looked very silver, and I love the idea of silver and black for Gottmik because I feel like that's such a like strong combination. And when it goes into like gold and black, it just gives me a little bit more like chunky Chanel / Versace type of moment, which I don't think that this necessarily is. Good for her, good for them, good for him. It's a look on RuPaul's Drag Race All Stars 9. Oh, the platform? Is it a covered, boot cover platform that they're wearing? Don't love that, because I feel like there was like a little bit of separation in the gap of the boot that connected to the legging, which I feel like just either tailor that shit or make it one or get a tighter boot. Bitch, you can fit in every single goddamn shoe in this entire universe. Get a cuter one. Up next, we have Nina West. She is giving criminal. I feel like I don't understand this like theme that's going on with the Drag Race girls, where it's like, I'm gonna be a prisoner to show you how captivating my beauty is, or like what the punchline is there, but whatever. Criminal, Nina West. She's giving a black and white fantasy. I do love this amount of hair on Nina West. And because it's a head to toe, we're gonna talk about the face as well. I feel like Nina West's makeup has honestly come so far from their original season. And I think she's one of the girls that like enjoys being painted regularly by other people. So the fact that she showed up here, practiced, love that so far. The shoulders are very gaga. I feel like this is like kind of a telephone. Like if she was doing telephone tonight, I would be like, that makes sense. Like play, track, whatever that is on Fame Monster. My least favorite thing about this look is probably the rinky dinky handcuff accoutrement at the waist belt. A little too literal, a little too hokey for me. I do love the volume of the skirt up here. And I actually really like where it hits. I like the bottom half, even with the office pump, I'm down for that. I wish there was like a little, like maybe like a chain ankle strap or something to make it a little bit more like longest yard couture kind of tease. But I think the middle is giving a little too literal telephone for me. And I love the wig. Not the little, what's the monkey in Aladdin? The little Apu hat. I hate those kinds of things on a big wig. Just let the wig speak for itself. Up next, Fantastique by Plastique. I mean, the bitch looks like money from head to toe. From head to fucking toe. I love Plastique. It's obvious. She is just that girl. She looks gorgeous. I love this hair, the dimensional blonde. You guys don't even understand how hard it is to maintain a dimensional blonde. Every wig that I've ever done a low light highlight pattern with, like the girls with the foils in the salon, it just it's so impossible to make it look like seamless and real. And I love it here on Plastique. To do automated stuff, like we are not theme park workers. Like you guys don't understand, like drag queens having to have like rely on a prop and like have it work with you is such a commitment. And the bitch is 90 pounds and this backpack looks 175 pounds. So the fact that she's in a bra and panty, I just know Plastique so well, and I know that she is living her Victoria's Secret fantasy, and the bitch loves a platform because she wants to be with the tall girls, and you gotta respect her for making it a reality. The bottle is definitely custom, and I wouldn't expect anything less from Miss Plastique Tiara. If you have to ask for the price tag, you definitely can't afford it. Up next, Angeria, Miss Southern Belle herself. I will say I think this is the ugliest bottle I've seen so far. I understand the Belle thing right off the bat, but does it have to be ugly too? I love the lacing down the crotch, but if we're gonna go from head to toe, let's keep it from head to toe. The bun, the hat is sitting in a completely wrong spot where this a hat should sit. It's like sitting not on top of her head, but it's sitting on top of like her low bun, which I'm sure is just pinned to Jesus. I do like the color combo on her. I'm trying to like equate it to Angeria, but maybe I just don't know Angeria that well to understand why this is so important to her. I hate this earring though. This is the fucking earring that like, there's like 3 just like go-to drag earrings. Like it's like very a stylist has costume jewelry, but it's not really costume jewelry, it's just cheap jewelry from the hair store. It's a very accessible earring that you never want to be caught dead wearing because it's just like so fucking basic. And then there's like the button that has like all the like kind of starburst stones around it. You never want to have that one either. And then this earring that Angeria is wearing, they come in like every single color wave you can possibly think of the rhinestones. And this she's wearing like an AB one, and it normally has like all these like droplets around it. But a lot of girls like the droplets, since they're so fucking cheap, the droplets break off, and a lot of girls just wear them with as circles. I've been there, I've learned my lessons, and that's why I am sitting here today to tell you about my experience. And yeah, that's Angeria, Miss Southern Belle. Toxica by Miss Vanjie. I have worked so much with Vanjie. We've done tours, we've done Vegas. Like, we are the girls that show up at 2 p.m. to paint for the show at 9 p.m. So we just kind of have always been intertwined, and I love this bitch. This look, let's break it down from head to toe. The hair with the stripes, I think it was a little bit unnecessary. I don't think it had the payoff that she was hoping for to match this outfit. Like, I feel like the hair didn't need to be monochromatic to the print. I think my favorite thing about this look is like the fishnet mesh stocking moment. And I do enjoy like the torso cutout, like how it's like placed. I don't love the print though. I feel like this green, I guess it does give toxic, and I don't necessarily want to ingest or spray on toxic. Very random idea for a fragrance. And it's just so not what I connect Vanjie to. This Rupakalapa Lapa 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 like gas mask moment for our runway. Also very bizarre. I'm not the kind of girl who's gonna put something on my face when I'm in makeup because I'm not trying to have a dent. I literally like freak out if my nail accidentally touches my face. So like I can't even imagine taking off a gas mask. That's like, especially for someone that just spent 12 hours on their makeup. Vanjie, come on, girl. I didn't see the shoe. I was a gown, so was it a thigh-high boot with a gown? Oh, I hate that. Hate boots with gowns. I hate boots with like, yeah, if it's gonna be somewhat evening, radioactive evening, I don't need to see a boot. Yeah, I don't like this, girl. But I love you. Does it even matter saying that? Georges's little Chiquita moment. I mean, she is a Chiquita. That bitch is so fucking tiny. It's insane. I love this hair. I'm not sure what the red that was in it, but I do love Georges in black up tiny styles or middle part like disco behind her shoulders. Georges is one of those girls that like, yes, you know she's tiny, but she doesn't look squatty, and I love that about her. She definitely knows that where she needs to be like, and she definitely does the height, which you have to respect as well. I love this makeup on Georges. This makeup on Georges. I haven't seen the blush abuse yet, but I think that this totally makes sense for her little Chiquita theme. She's in red, she's in orange, she's spicy, she's gold. It's reflecting. I actually love this a lot more without the feather reveal, but I do love the dragging the feather reveal behind her. It's just such a classic like showgirl burlesque moment to be like, oh my god, all these feathers, all these goddamn feathers. So I'm sure she only needed like 2 plies because that bitch is fucking microscopic. You look great, Georges. Muy caliente. Chanel, Chanel #1. Bitch, she will remind you that she was the first one to walk into the workroom. It's funny that she decided to cover up her ass here. I do love this look. I think that Chanel is actually one of the most painted queens in RuPaul's Drag Race history. And this platinum blonde wig is just like letting the face do everything. Like it's attracting all the light and your eyes just go directly to Chanel's face. This updo is it's not like a style that I see very often. It's definitely giving whipped cream, but like not like insert drag wig stylist combo #3. It's very like fit for this look, and I think that having like your shoulders, like those like telephone shoulders, like you need something kind of like tight and right and up. This whole velvet with like the embellishment being like the peekaboo underneath is so smart because it just really makes this stand out. I feel like a lot of girls go wrong and they would probably do the opposite. Like they would go more of the, well, it just really depends on like what you're trying to like, what illusion you're trying to achieve, where you would do like, if you're trying to get a smaller waist, you would do all the embellishments here and then everything flat underneath or flat on the sides. But I do love that this is like inverted. I haven't really seen that before. And I think that this whole like to the floor was so smart at a good appropriate length where it like really makes sense and it doesn't like give you puddle walker or hoochie mama. Like it's like the length is so important, and I feel like she just looks like she's like floating down the runway. And you know what, Chanel, I'm gonna give you your props from head to toe. Fierce. Something that I do really appreciate on Chanel's too is I don't know if she's wearing like one of those like airbrush bodysuits underneath, or she really spent time doing the blend with her titty contour, but like, bitch, fierce. Up next, Roxy Andrews, Never Sent Home. How many bitches can go on Drag Race and say that they were never sent home? I can probably only count like very few. And Roxy, you are that girl. She is going to just devour every single season she's ever on. I love Roxy when she is like, what we call it is V19. It's like the most ideal foundation shade. This bitch has taught me so much about the complexion, the blend, the deep peach. You are just, ugh. I love seeing your face on RuPaul's Drag Race. And this hair is just, Roxy does human like no other. It is giving like what these girls think they're giving when they're spraying their wigs over the trash can for that like wet kind of like natural look. But Roxy would never goddamn do that. It wouldn't be wet. It would be tousled to the right perfection, and it has height, and it's just like the perfect proportion. I love her bottle has like her insane hookup with Swarovski that has these stones that I feel like they might be vintage, but like if it's a stone, Roxy's gonna know every single thing about it, and uh, that's a woman. That's a fucking woman. This is your drag queen's favorite drag queen. Down. That was all of the runway looks from the first episode of All Stars 9. And if I was running and strutting down Macy's or Bloomies or Barney's and a woman lifted out their arm and laid a fragrance on their wrist, the fragrance I'm going to probably want to sniff, purchase, and go home to is gonna be Miss Plastique Tiara. She just looks, feels, smells stunning and expensive, and you know that if she gets in an elevator, she's going to stink that thing up for the next girl that's pressing the button to get into the elevator. That's what we want to do. We want to leave our scent, we want to leave our impression, and we do drag for the girls backstage, and that is a sensory overload. So I just know Plastique. I've toured with Plastique, and this just makes so much sense for her. She looks fun, she looks fresh, she looks fierce. She looks like if Victoria's Secret was still a thing, they'd be calling her immediately. And she is my top look of the week. Not a surprise at all. And that was the first episode of From Head to Toe. I am so excited to get into these bitches throughout this season, and I feel like I need a magnifying glass. When it's on the runway, you kind of miss some details, so I'm sure there's gonna be some things that I'm gonna be like, they're not wearing thumbnails? They have a chipped petty? But maybe next week I'll have to tune in with like and get a closer look. The thing about me is I have worked with a lot of these girls. So I'm not trying to get wrapped up in the drama of like who did the best, who did the worst. But I do want to know what you think. So please leave in the comments your thoughts. Did I hit it on the nail? Are they even wearing nails? Or am I just like so up in my own head and my own fantasy that I can't understand what taste is? We all know that's not true. But if you have an opinion, please let me know in the comments. I am dying to find out.